Good morning, everyone. This is what I'm going to present today. Mainly is a collaboration in the field. Of course, I'm from the university, but I'm not going to present theoretical things. But what is needed, I believe, going through these global platforms from 2007 to today, what is missing in the ground, going to the ground, and especially collaboration with institutions, especially the government. If you see, this is done by the National Delegation for Major Risk, which is the institution, the government institution in charge of disaster risk management for all coordinating organization. It's done with the University of Science and Technology and also with Periphery EU, the Partnership for Enhancing Resilience to People Exposed to Risk. This is the collaboration I will try to present it. First, I'm going to show the training, the raising awareness, the capacity building in ground. This is the administrative division of Algeria, where they have 48 provinces. We call them wilaya. And you see up in the north, small ones, and in the south, very big provinces. Then we have 48 administrative divisions. We call them, wilaya. And for this, this is first what I'm going to present. This like a summary of what we are doing, like nomination of and training of Mr. and Mrs. Resilience. We were thinking that to call them Mr. or Miss Risk, but now we are changing our mind and attracting more people to call them Mr. and Mrs. Resilience in all this wilaya. Then Algerian government, through its national delegation under the Ministry of Interior for Major Risk, has strengthened this community strategy for DRR, we call decentralization of the power to local authorities, appointing a Mr. or Mrs. Resilience attached to each provincial governor's cabinet. 48 now. We have 48, and each cabinet of the governor province, we have one, a lady or a man, but resilience man or a lady. Then organizing a one day, when they were nominated, we just organized one day of training, education and training for the 48. Then disseminating existing DRM legislation. We started by legislation, disseminating existing DRM legislation, the roles and the responsibilities, raising their awareness on impact on natural hazard and population, economy, and health. Of course, all this terminology, which they didn't know about legislation. Then provinces was clustered into groups of 4 to make it efficient. According to risk profile, we have chosen these provinces according to their risk profile. Each group comprises, plus minus 300 local authorities, decision makers, it's like a cascade capacity building from the province to the municipality. Then we organized workshops, which were facilitated by experts from university research centers, specialized agencies, universities, and also some ministries, some officially organized under the authority of provincial governor, official. Workshop also planned to train focal points for the 1,541 municipalities. And this training and education was really official, as you will see it now. Look, this is under the governor authority, and it was organized by the governor. See? And we start by the national anthem to make it really official and serious and important because of the importance of the project. And you see people down here in the room where you have at the back all the civil protection, police, and all the stakeholders, and they are training. Now this is more longer training for the local authorities. Now the NRM, this National Delegation for Major Risk, now is planning more comprehensive training for next fall 2017, 50 hours for all these Mr. and Mrs. Resilience. National Delegation, and you have the DRM focal points training, and you see here I have taken just a sample, but it's like 3 times like that. We covered all the disciplines which will contribute to disaster risk management or disaster risk reduction. And this is very important to train and to educate people for what we are doing in the whole the country. We are covering now the whole country with the delegation, national delegation. And now reducing vulnerability through housing. This is also the government, what is doing. Enhancing ability to confront reduced vulnerability by completing a public investment housing program. Eradication of informal settlement completely. And the renewal of rural housing through construction of more than 3 million new housing units since 2001. And this has been done just by calling the Chinese. Nobody can do that, 3 million in 10 years or something. We have also the insurance scheme for natural hazard, which is supported by the government with a minimum contribution, few dollars, minimum contribution by property owners. Like for 80 square meters apartment, we pay like $20 or something. And this is, you can see on the left, the informal settlement and the new apartment building which were given to the people. And this informal settlement, they are destroyed just after the people, they leave to their new houses. After the flood of Algiers, we scaled, it was like 10 November 2001. We were like 176 deaths, 350 injuries, 1,800 housing units damaged, 56 schools, a big disaster. And the preliminary direct cost at that time was $250 million. It is in the center of the capital, Algiers. Then the government took the decision to make an investment. This is the disaster what happened in the city center of our capital, where everybody was waiting for the earthquake, but the floods arrived. And now the public, after this flood, the Algerian government has invested like $2 billion in flood risk reduction nationally since 2000, allocated to 500 projects. Then now we have the strategy to prevent floods all over the country. And the Ministry of Water Resources is the ministry who is implementing this strategy. Also, for the elaboration of the national flood control strategy, that was like with the European Union, about 1 million euros were allocated to this new strategy. And all this, what you see, this strategy and the project, when we go to these provinces, we talk to the focal points. What is this? What are the details in each province? What is the project about? What is doing? And all these, as you can see, this is very important for them to follow the project within their communities. And also, I didn't maybe put it on the slides, what we are doing is databases, losses databases. We are teaching and training all these people in the 48 provinces how to make these databases. It's easy now for us at the central government or the national delegation for major risk to have the data to correct it. Now there is a permanent communication from the top to the bottom to the 48 provinces. And now we are building, accumulating the data and having every day a new database. And this is very good. And it will go to university, to research centers. See, this is, this is the duplication after this Babelwood disaster. The sewage system was not enough. Then, why? Here. You can see, and this is like a subway, a collector like a subway, which was in the city center. It was difficult to make. Of course, it will cost a lot. The analysis, the soil, the topography, all these. And here we can see the intervention of science and technology, how we can do that for the you can see here in the open sky, the civil engineering of the collector, the duplication of the collector. Here you can see also, this is close to the sea, where the water will go to the sea. And this is very important, like 3 years to make the studies and to make the, do you know how much it costs for the government, for the taxpayers, this project? And they went down to sometimes to 50 meters, and always, and you have, very, very abrupt topography. This is what we call public investment, very expensive. But now, from that time, from the investment, we are safe. This place was high risk. After we done that, we just lowered it to very low risk. Now we have floods, but it's very, nobody can fill them. But before we do that, before the government did that collector, everybody, when there is rain, or you have this meteorological bulletins, it was people were afraid that then the floods disaster will happen again. And this is what we call build back better. Building the region, this was destroyed by the flood, the Babelwood. It was really destroyed, but now how it looks, the small thing, but build back better is not just physical. I think it's social also, because the society was distracted completely with orphans and things, and the government, they helped all these people, in commercial thing, and this is how we build back better. But before I finish, I'll show you contribution. This is contribution of Gardaya, where there was a disaster in 2008 between the university, Piri-Piriyu, where I'm a member, and the national delegation of the Ministry of Interior, where they gave us easily the data. We cannot have the data at the university. And they have here, I have to thank Mr. Melizi, Mr. Melizi, with the head of the National Delegation for Major Risk, who opened the doors for the university for scientists in Algeria. And the results, in just 2 years, we have this book. And we decided now, with him, to each time there is a disaster, we will have a document. And this has been done, thank you very much. And also, with Piri-Piriyu. This is the consortium Piri-Piriyu. We started in 2006 up to now, and here you can have all these achievements of the consortium, and this has been done with the driving force. You need a leader to do things and to continue a program. Here she is, Professor Ailsa Holloway from South Africa. She's the head of the Secretariat. And maybe some people are interested in this. This is to show you the collaboration between university. When you have people to open the door for scientists, for sure we have collaboration. Thank you very much.